And so we've arrived into Act 2 in our pursuit of power. Not much is going to change about how we continue, so we are going to be interacting with a bunch of NPCs. It looks like we're in the middle of a desert, and we kind of are, I suppose, but right now we're actually in starter settlement, so we just need to get around, interact with stuff as you go around as you please. Check in with the local merchant to make sure they're not selling anything essential. Check in with the guild stash to drop off some currency items. Now I'm gonna assume that you are able to start getting yourself some orbs whenever you need them. Obviously you're probably not gonna have things like the chaos orbs or maybe that many exalts, but you should now be able to efficiently get some of this. You should have a selection of runes. You probably won't have anything past like here-ish, so I'll be pretty conservative in how I use this anyway. We have good ways to get gold, everything else, so you should be able to get almost anything that you want out of the game at this point. I feel like most things are going to be fair game. We're going to step on out of the settlement and we're going to see everyone's under attack, so we're going to go ahead and join in and make our way through this area that we have now found. As before, we're going to aim to completely clear the zone. There isn't too much here to get though, if I remember rightly. There are no upgrades, simply a boss for us to find. And I'm finally able to show you guys the first essence. This is actually pretty late. Usually you'll find one of these in the first act, but my first one has been in the second act. How crazy. In any case, we interact with this a few times. That's going to break the enemies out. We do want to get away from them a little bit because they'll often have some kind of mechanic that hurts. We don't want to be getting hit by no huge anchor. That would be terrible. That's kind of hilarious as far as abilities go though. Wow, it's fast. And basically, it'll be a group of enemies with a unique... And when we beat it, it will drop us one of these essences. And as you can see, this upgrades a normal item to a magic item, but guarantees a type of modifier in the roll. So these are more customizable ways to start with crafting your base items. Now, I think they're better off to be saved because when we get 10 essences, they upgrade into a more powerful one. Therefore, we could be using them right now to get through the act, but I reckon the more that we save, the better off we're going to be towards the back end of the game. Everyone loves a level up. Nothing exciting for this level. We're not even close to anything exciting. I could grab some mana regen. That big mana regen node is good, but yeah, we're going to keep powering up the tree for now. I think we're going to take strength because it's looking a little low. We could also stand to get some dex because we're at the edge of the green nodes, but we can always change those later on. Got almost no upgrades here though, which is unfortunate. I really would like to get some better stuff, although I guess we came out the last act fairly well powered. We just don't have good weaponry, and I don't have movement speed on my boots. Those are the two main things that I'm upset about right now. Eventually, we are going to come to this point. So as we come through here, we're going to see a huge horde of the hyena demons. I have not tried, and I don't know whether it's a thing. You probably could farm these. I don't know if you'll get much XP, but they don't really aggro straight away. They're all looking up at their master dude up at the top. Okay. Now, as we come around to the side, there are enemies up here. We can't actually target the middle one. I haven't tried Frostbomb. No, it's not going to let me. I was able to use Arc to target these from the side, so you could cheese its two friends out a little bit if you wish to. And I kind of advise it because this is a bit of a pain in the ass of a fight. I don't like it very much because we are basically forced to fight on this little top bit here, which is very tight whilst we're getting these spears thrown at us, as you can see. Now, they're circling at the moment, but basically the idea here is as this guy takes damage, his friends are going to come up here and they're going to cause us problems. So we need to be pretty quick about dealing with him. Now, it's actually easier to avoid his attacks up close. He's just staying too far down that way. So if we get in close here, we can get behind him and avoid a lot of his damage. And as you can see, this is the issue. Now, they're all going to start coming in to swarm us. So we need to make sure we have plenty of AoE available. You might even call this an AoE check. And they are actually going to continually respawn down there. They come in waves. So right now we've dealt with the first wave. Here comes the second wave because we're doing so well with damage. So we just kind of need to stay like a midpoint because we can't go all the way up to the top because the dudes that are throwing spears are going to make that nasty for us. Alright, let's put him over now. We need to deal with this before these get up here. Come on. Now, obviously, this is a very mean point because he's going to drop loot, and if we die, we lose the loot. So it's better off just kind of fleeing right now Dropping some bombs behind us, so that we don't just get swarmed by all of the enemies. I think that encounter's pretty cool. I really do. But we've mostly managed it. We did circle it. That's actually probably going to be quite good for me. It's a shame it's going to be pure energy shield, because I'm trying to go with some armor, but if that's really good, we may take it. Crit chance. Oh, it literally has Eldritch Battery on it. That's cool. That's actually a cool helmet. That's a passive on the skill tree that you can have as a piece of gear. We're all done. We can head on back to whatever it is we want to call the settlement right now. We're obviously going to turn in our quest for level 5 skill gem. How gorgeous. Let's go ahead, get our inventory cleared out. We've got a level 5 skill gem. That's going to go on Frostbolt. Upgrade our damage just a little bit. Very nice. We can head on to the caravan to continue the quest. Story is going to start cooking for us now. Get all of your NPC interactions out of the way. Make sure you travel up to the top end of the caravan. This is where quite a lot of interaction is going to be. We have quite a cool interaction here where we can direct the caravan around. I actually quite like this as far as interactions go. For now, we don't get any choices, but later on we will. But the idea here is we see these little pips. That's where we can travel to. Of course, it's looking pretty obvious right now. We can either go to the Trail of Corruption, or we can go to the Trail of Corruption. So we've got Modern Quarry, and we have the Halani Gate. So guess what? That's level 20. So we're going to go to the Quarry first. And we can go ahead and exit when ready. Grab the waypoint, should be all good. And then, as usual, we're going to start making our way through. Again, we're going to make sure we completely clear the maps. I don't think there's an upgrade in this first map, but there might be in the next one. Because we should go into the mine. Yes, that's correct. In the mine, doesn't show us yet, but there's a couple of bosses in the mine, so we need to make sure we grab those. It's another fairly unexciting level up, but this does bring us to a choice. This is going to be dealer's choice from here. It's up to you guys which way you want to go first. We are actually going to be taking all 3 of these paths at some point. This way is going to lead us to more freeze buildup, which is probably what I'm going to do first. And then after that, I'm probably going to head up to the top so that we can start building out this. I'm actually going to use weapon points up here. So I will switch to weapon set 1 from here and start taking out my cold stuff. That way, if we decide we want to add a different element later on, it's not going to be difficult to do so. And we'll start banking up these weapon set points on this side, which is kind of nice. And the reason you can do that here is because this we take as a real level, and then here we're not chaining anything. We're not chaining anything from it. The same thing can be done here as well with the freeze build-up, so we could actually start doing that a little bit earlier. It's up to you guys if that's something you want to start kind of doing at this point. With that said, the quarry is finished. We're now heading into Mordun Mine. We've got quite a lot to do in here as well. Hopefully we can get ourselves a level whilst we're down here to keep things progressing. It feels like I haven't had an upgrade in a little bit of a while now. After a little bit of time walking around in the dark, we should come across this door. You'll hear a bit of a speech going off. This means it's boss time. Can't miss it, it's part of the story. We need to set this person here free. Alright, so you have started the fight. Let's go. We'll start with a lot of the moves are fairly easy to avoid. We've got to be careful of the poison. I believe it's ignitable though, so if you are using fire, you should be able to get rid of some of it. Those circular attacks are pretty hilarious to avoid. Very easy fight. Should not really be an issue for the mage. There's already much for me to say. Maybe I'll leave it in fast forwarded or something. I don't know. We get our first level 6 skill gem. What do we want? So I'm going to upgrade Frostbomb. That's where a lot of my damage is coming from right now. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the Frostbomb up. You can see the damage on this ramps up like crazy. I'm looking forward to be able to get the Spell Echo on there as well. And now we can go ahead and leave back to camp. Then we head on back up to the top where we can talk to some NPCs to continue things moving forward. And now we'll find that the place that we didn't go to previously is the next place that we need to go to. Head on out into the desert. We'll discover the gates are closed. And now we can head back onto the caravan, where we can continue speaking to the NPCs. And now we can move to the Trail of Corruption. With all of that done, we can go ahead and use the exit to get to Traitor's Passage, where the game is going to continue. And I'm going to save this part for the next video, because we've hit my 1 hour's game time for the video. I'm going to edit this down. It's probably going to be pretty short because there really wasn't too much to say. I'll catch you all very soon for the rest of Act 2.